Alright, Abusia mami mo bibia akwapa na memfa obra Mega TV and platform we eso. Yankopon enhira papa eni abrebia mo support awde maye o yem platform we eso. Na abusia ye nyina yenim die eda yenim efa Dome Kwabenya Re-run Election ya enche ebekoso yi. Na according to researchers, political analysts, ena omo etimi nya abotre ehwehwe elections mu constituencies ahodo polling stations ahodo omo enya adaje ejimbre ehwehwem ehu se wei candidate wei ewo chance candidate wei nso any chance. In fact omo edi ababontin na omo kiremu a Dome Kwabenya, especially abokobi women's development is the market, okay, I stand to be corrected. Honum NDC stronghold na edin se NPP ebenya se seat no etinke beya owura ye friend Michael Okwei Jr. The then former Speaker of Parliament, Yewura Dr. Reverend Michael Okwei ne bano awo standi ewo Dome hono enkowura no enjai na ompeni baby ntina isan se seat no NDC for a seat. Abusia se wohwe the constituencies yeso pa Ghana ha Dome Kwabenya. What you say Dome Kwabenya, but omo edi abuku bi eka ho Dome kan ho emane san the more largest. Bani na mu no omo hwehwe politics mu omo hwehwe enimo mu kiremu a NDC has the higher chance to win the re-run election. Na enkofo bi ejudi temakulo the legal team for the NDC amanyoko no edi nsem atodwa efa 2020 die siye ewo Techiman South omo are reflected to this particular elections ebekoso and how the EC ono ankasa wa contradicting ho any only option bia other than to what go for re-run election. Yanko tie ensem no na the credit ebema TV3 what is a media general TV3 omo ena omo boa ya nsem wei itimi egada ya yenso yede besomwo yanko tie conversation no emfa embra koba yede na kaina ebeto aso ewo yem platform we so let's also subscribe na wa like it na wa share no do comment atom yankopon ehira yinti nsen emfa embra koba ebeto aso
of the constitution because it appears that
I sent something on the New Day page. Please download it. I want to ask a question on the subject.
If you look at Article 100 of the Constitution, the oath is actually administered by the Speaker. So as a member, you can't even, if it's not administered by him. But I'm saying that he will administer.
Please, let's not talk over each other. People are listening to us. No, please.
So you go ahead.
Please, let's not talk over each other. I'm saying that people are listening to us or watching us. So let's just be generous and speak after.
Okay. It's interactive, being what's it called? Managed by
the moderator.
A moderator appear. Yes,
please read.
Article 100.
It's 100. A member of Parliament shall, before taking a seat in Parliament, take and subscribe before the Speaker in the presence of the
before the Speaker.
The oath of allegiance.
Who's the Speaker?
Listen, but for me, I'm saying that personally. I don't want to waste. Listen, I'm coming. I don't want to waste executive time.
It's not relevant.
You see, I don't want to waste executive time on
this.
In my view.
So you're saying the substantial issue is why is it that Ghanaians time and over have lost trust in the EC and the other institutions that were supposed to protect
because why would you see we kept on when His Excellency the President irresponsibly appointed people perceived to be members of the NPP onto the EC, thus undermining the integrity of the EC, to the fidelity of the people of Ghana to the EC, and undermining the trust which is required by the people of Ghana so that this system works. No, so you've gotten a situation. We find ourselves in a situation. That's 6 to 7 days before a swearing in.
The major swearing.
Over and over again. No, it is very critical. It's because come on.
Let him.
But for me, what's the big deal about why should I come here and waste my time and talk about the speaker's opinion, which you yourself are saying that is right? Who doesn't know that once orders of the court quash, then all the issues that flow from those orders become really invalid. You understand? But what we should avert our mind to, because you see, this democratic process is supposed to be a marathon, not a sprint, and we need to learn from the failures of the system, so that in future, because there will be many more elections, we do not repeat or put ourselves in this situation where the people do not trust in the system we have created. 7 days before a swearing in, every constituency is major. Even if it was just one MP, yeah, every constituency, you can't say one constituency is more major than. But then we have a situation where we do not have. My brother here had to sacrifice a bit of his holiday to go and speak plenty in court, even though it has done because I think he was excellent. But the point is, we had to go before the Supreme Court to go and argue this issue.
I said, why should we have gotten
there in the first place? In fact, the early part of December, I found myself in a situation where I fell into, in Sawam Abidji. I was coming from Kumasi, and then they lit one of the buildings there on this issue of declaration and I found myself there, and the police were nowhere to be found. What has led us to this? And that's what I'm saying, that to end, we talk about reset. Yes, we talk about reset.
You have a minute.
Yes. Now, it is critical that collectively as a people, and this is not a Jomama problem, it is all of our problem, that collectively as a people, we deliberately work to restore the confidence that the people of this country have in this system that we have created, which in all intents and purposes is the only system that can guarantee us the rule of law, and that's guarantee us our rights to our lives, our rights to our liberties, and our rights to pursue our own happiness. We should not sit down and sacrifice this system on the altar of partisanship.
Because really, the conversation was coming to that point, and I'll play you an insert. This one was the declaration that was made. And I remember Godwin Asedeba was the one on election night who was there. I'll replay that video shortly, and then I'll come to ask the critical question, because in other areas like Techimansal, there were distractions. I already know that for Damango like this, the building or where the EC itself was supposed to be, its office, etc., was bent. And there are a number of these constituencies where even ballot papers were also bent. So the question is, prior to December 7, the Afrobarometer reports, whether it's also Global Info Analytics report or surveys, had been indicating there were trust for key institutions. And then we just suppose that with the responses of the EC itself, that it was not in charge of security, it was not. So if you're organizing elections, what should you be doing? Just watch this.
The total valid vote cast for the parliamentary election is 102,634. Rejected ballots 620. And the total vote cast 103,254. And the individual votes per candidate, according to how they are arranged on the ballot paper, we have Michael Aaron Ni Okwe for 50,477 votes. Akurugu Faustina Elikplim of NDC for 51,634.
And come out.
Yeah.
We have instances where concerns have been raised about the trust for the Electoral Commission, the institution itself, and the people. But when you're organizing an election and it's being administered, you have allied agencies that will need to provide security, who is supposed to educate, and all that. Now, if you have such scenes, what do you think should have been the best position of the EC in terms of the decisions that it needed to take? So that if it were now we're being told 3 more polling stations in Dome Kwabenya, for example, we will need to have reruns in those polling stations.
3 or 1.
Okay, to get just 1. All right. So could the EC have said, look, these are the issues we're having, and so as a result of that, we need maybe police backup or security backup, and so let's hold on. Or the exigencies and the atmosphere at the time just didn't allow it. Then you just suppose that with the lack of trust that was within the public opinion in the population before the election itself.
Thank you very much, Roland. I think the 4th Republican Constitution is over 30 years now, if I get it right. And in 1992, when we had our election, the NPP saw a lot of wrongs and made serious allegations against the EC. 1996, same. Running down to where we are today, the point I'm trying to make is that whether NDC or NPP, okay, we all are on record to have come out to chastise the Electoral Commission at a point in time when things don't go our way. It happens. If you are in opposition, you fight it. What happened to Madame Charlotte Osei when she was the commissioner? We had problems. We raised issues about the electoral roll. We sat, whatever. But at the end of the day, she declared Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the president-elect in 2016. Same is happening today. The NDC thinks we have an institution we do not believe in. Some Ghanaians think we have an institution we do not believe in. The trust issues we are talking about. I'm trying to tell you that this is not something that is happening today. And let's not create that impression out there. It's one thing alleging, it's another thing coming out with evidence to prove what you are alleging. Okay? Politicians will always do this. And we always go back and forth on this. I want to take you on the video you just played.
No, but
the question I want to ask, wait a minute, yes.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask, what is the import and the essence of this video we played? Because do we have an MP elect for Dome Kwabenya as we said? No.
Yeah.
But no. Wait a minute. No. Because it is under contention.
No.
Why not? No.
I think
the issue. What has brought the EC? When you get your term, what has brought the EC to a level where the EC says yes? We still have a polling station result that is not clear, and that we have seen that it is actually recorded on a sheet that is not supposed to be that sheet. Therefore, if it is flawed, let's go back and do the election. What has brought them there? It means that if it was finished, halas, what they will say is that it's done. Let's go. Whoever feels a bit not worried or a bit not happy, you go to court.
So come on.
You get what I mean?
A key consideration is you have even cited where in this instance writings of numbers, who got what, etc., are on a sheet that is not official. If you relate it to the CI that governs the election or the last election. In other instances where people have come back, that is representatives and the parties, the primary documents where secondary foils or copies were given to the party representative, the writings were different from the primary document that the Electoral Commission had.
In this case, would you
so would you say that the Electoral Commission, citing these instances, should be blamed for doing a poll?
You see, collectively you would say it's Electoral Commission. But you see, in every institution running a particular program or a project for you, expect unscrupulous ones within.
I don't understand.
Why? Madam Jane sitting at the top, or whoever boss man sitting at the top, is supposed to ensure that materials go. They are supposed to ensure that district officers also receive them. is supposed to ensure that it gets to the right people. But in the course of that, we all know we have been in this election before. A lot of things go wrong. So if something goes wrong, you investigate and establish whatever it is. So point is, if we had given this sheet from Electoral Commission, that this is the only sheet you can record whatever happens at the polling station on, only to realize that the sheet has been exchanged by whoever it is, we can't tell until investigation establishes it's wrong, then it is left with the Electoral Commission to say, no, the right thing has not been done. You have given me the mandate to do the right thing. Go back there and do the right thing, and let's get the right result, so that the people will feel the election was free, fair, and accepted by all. Okay, so in this case, how do we blame the EC? I am not speaking for the EC anyway, but I'm saying that, look, no, I am saying that if in the course of discharging their duties, something untoward happens, the Electoral Commission says, no, citing this, I wasn't in Dome or at Women's Police Center. We've not seen it. If this has happened, go back there and do the right thing. Then somebody says, no, the Electoral Commission has a problem. You can blame the Electoral Commission, but I'm saying that some of us also assist, or some people assist in making things wrong, as it were. Finally, you see, this blame game, this person has done what, this person has done what. I think, even when it comes to the judiciary, for instance, we should be careful as politicians. We should be very careful, because we will run to the court one day seeking justice. We will run to the Electoral Commission seeking justice if election is supposed to be done. But it is we are supposed to critique with reasonable evidence, and let the one who is sitting out there watching reasonably say, Ediji is making a good point. Ediji has a case, like he did the last time. Everybody listening to Ediji will say, Ediji advanced his cause so well before the judges. The judges upheld the natural justice piece, that argument that he made. And then, of course, it's fair. We all accept it. Let's move back and then do it. So I'm saying the same to the Electoral Commission. Let us not sit down to be quick to chastise them, to bastardize them. But let us look at what is the cause. You are a key player, I'm a key player. This document, is it right? It's not right. How did it come? If it's Electoral Commission, let's blame them. If it's this, let's know. Then if the right thing ought to be done, let the right thing be done.
I think that is where we have on our stream a lot of people following us, and just indulge me. So Marathon Alankwe Kwabenya says, Roland, if a returning officer collates on the wrong sheet, why must it be a burden of the political parties and the candidates who made sure that they went through the process rightly and did the right things? Now, Mensa also says, common sense should tell us that administrative errors that are undertaken by people with delegated authority from the Electoral Commission, officers of the Electoral Commission, cannot be used to subvert the will of the people. And so that leads to the lack of trust. So who do we blame then?
So you see, we have always maintained that the level of incompetence exhibited by this crop of Electoral Commission officials is deliberate. You see, somebody can be incompetent by reason of lack of proper training or something. But in this specific case, the commissioners are being deliberate in their incompetence.
How deliberate?
I will demonstrate that to you. See, in the specific case of the Dome Kwabenya, the returning officer for Dome Kwabenya, appointed by Madam Jane Mensah, pursuant to Regulation 2, performing his duties under Regulation 3, says that after everything, the NDC candidate, Elikplim, had obtained 51,000, so and so. Then the NPP candidate has obtained these numbers, right, and had made that declaration. The law is that if you are dissatisfied with that declaration, issue a petition and challenge it. And that position was advanced by the Electoral Commission to us when we questioned them in respect of Techiman South. You remember in 2020, when the Honorable Haruna Idrisu led the team to go and do that. In the specific case of Dome Kwabenya, you are now saying the possibility of a rerun. And what is the argument? The argument is that the presiding officer for Abokobi Women Development, they call it AWA, it's a very popular place, a stronghold of the
Women Development Bank.
No, Abokobi Women Development Bank. No. So what's the issue? The presiding officer, we are told, did the tabulations on the training pink sheet. But that training pink sheet was duly signed by the NPP polling agents together with together with the NDC polling agent.
They didn't notice?
Granted, for whatever is worth.
Yes.
Assuming that they didn't even notice it, what you do is that with the signatures of the two, you only transpose it onto the proper pink sheets. Nothing more, nothing
for them
less.
To sign again.
To sign. You don't call for a rerun. Now, this is the mischief. A mischievous electoral commission official can decide that, okay, I've seen you have won 15 polling stations, and with those 15, you become the member of parliament. So can deliberately engineer some mistakes. And now, on the basis of that, ask that go for rerun. There's an inherent mischief that we need to cure. So in this case, what you need to find out, NPP polling agent for my senior Michael Kwe, is this your signature? Yes. NDC agent for Madam Elikplim Akurugu, is this your signature?
You mean it is that simple?
Simple. You only transpose it onto
because they signed it.
Because they have signed
with
it.
the intention that it was the right document.
No, listen. The 2020 election petition judgment. Oh, hold on. The 2020 election petition judgment. The Supreme Court said the polling agents of John Mahama, having appended their signatures, you will not be held to complain. In this specific case, the rule is that even where a polling agent is not satisfied, he has to indicate the reason. This one, it was signed. If it is signed, it means that he agrees. So if you look at the pink sheet, it floats. We, the undersigned, declares the things on it to be what? True and proper. So if the numbers are, and look, the NDC candidate, Madam Elikplim, in that particular polling station, won overwhelmingly by about 100 vote difference. So there are manifest injustice if you call for a rerun. Two, you cannot. Two, the other thing too is that, listen, the electoral commission have done grave injustice to the NDC candidate for Obuasi East, Samuel Abuaji. Why am I saying this? The electoral commission returning officer for Obuasi is Frederick Mensah. On the 8th of December at 5:30 a.m., declared the NDC candidate as the winner.
There was a declaration.
A declaration. In fact, listen, the NPP MP,
carried live by the media.
Yes, the NPP MP for Obuasi is the current MP, signed for himself as his own agent on the declaration
that he lost.
Then Samuel Abuaji signed for himself that he had won. Then Madam J. Mensah now called the same Frederick Mensah to come to Accra, and now Fred says, I was under duress. Even when the NPP MP was there, policemen were there. I mean, if you allow J. Mensah to proceed with this, it is recipe for chaos. No. Now, you see, I'll tell you something.
And from here, you have a minute and a half.
The NPP filed 6 mandamus applications by my learned senior, Gary Nimaku. Of the 6 mandamus applications praying for recollation or collation, Obuasi East was not among. But guess what? Immediately the court gave the order, the EC smuggled Obuasi East and did the recollation and now declared the NPP candidate as the winner. There was no court order to recollate or do anything in respect of Obuasi East. No, the reason why
I've just said everything has been questioned.
No, because there was no order in relation to Obuasi East. The point I want to make is that if you have an electoral commission that is whimsical in its approach, it portends danger for our democracy. And the manner in which the electoral commission is proceeding, particularly Obuasi East, Dome Kwabenya, are very dangerous. And that is why, look, this thing, it can flip tomorrow. When we're talking, when we're talking about Techiman South, you people were telling us there is a declaration. Go to court. You remember? Go to court. We went to court, Techiman High Court. After 3 years of legal battle, they just said the collation that we had challenged in 2020 was proper. And we left it. You guys didn't know that today we'll find ourselves in this situation. What principle are we actually building our democracy
That's a good question. I'm asking all of us.
A considerable question that needs to be asked is, it looks like at this table there is a certain aggregation of opinion that says that the Electoral Commission plays an act as in hear and see no evil. Now, we also know that they work with delegated authority given to its assigns, some permanent, some non-permanent, but having the experience and the training. And so if they flout key regulations...
Yes, so we in sema yetimi akwakuti edi aba. Inti eya nwasemo. Inti credit no enkoma TV3 what you say TV3 enomu ema yesa kwanya no ema yenso yedibi ebesomwo media general na unim ensema ejudi temakuru eka no sebi empreduasa DC ewo Techiman South, that was 2020 elections no. We can say it is exactly the same ena happen ewo Dome Kwabenya. In a sense, Dome Kwabenya no omu chiremu a omu pin sheet ayira ebisi nsu abono ebisi atete ebi nso se omu ahye no. What you say? Easy pin sheet na ayira. Very funny, but mumma ye say the returning officer na over that constituency hono it declare ye mame Elikplim ye mame Elikplim Akurugu as the winning candidate, and I say the winner. What I say as the winner at Dome Kwabenya. Enti wei ena achire ehwo asem esambae ena deputy returning officer na ko honom onu nso ko declare right honorable Michael Okoyi the bano Michael Okoyi Jr. as the winner. Ena nkofo nti ase. But idea was saying is enka we court ene be settle because in 2020 utie nsema na ejudi temakulu eka it is the same as what happened in 2020. Omu declare results no. Omu declare results no returning officer no upon all the gunshot na ekoso enkofo na omu tutu atuo the so-called military men ano mo ye don mo tutu atuo nyina no. Na the electoral officer na the returning officer no, he wasn't under a duress. Said ye ne yisi no omu ka ho asem no. Ti asem ni yi. Upon that one na ekosuni na in 2020 Techiman South no, the electoral officer na the returning officer no, he wasn't under a duress. So however ena etimi sise Dome Kwabenya dia na etuo nsi ni so. Obi mfa asekan sebi entu ni minim. Obi emfa sebi ebuo bi nkogina ne so. But the no oyani say the person was in a very good mood and oye den or the declare results no. But ni na echi no the electoral commission no e ka kire Ghana for say omu pinshi tayira. But say mfa ho Ghana for mfa ho because you have the returning officer has already declared the winner. So what at all do we want the what? The pin sheet for? When a Ghana for Ibisa, a 2-year ejudi temakulo, and this legal team now. And some of Mubisa are very simple. they have already declared Elikplim Akurugu as the winner in that constituency. It's a DMB and a electoral commission a our re-run election a First, this is embezzlement of state fund. Eye Ghana sika ena sebi yedi gya tumu ayeshi no. Sika yebetimi edi yi akwan, sika yebetimi edi atu nsuo, sika yebetimi di aye hospital, sika yebetimi edi ato dialysis machine, edi ama yenu na omo akoma, ene omo sebi omo kidney problem no. Yedi behwe omo no. Ena yedi ko organize re-run election. Can you imagine say this electoral commissioner ononkwa na apenso sika wase no on this 2020 election and 2024 election, mostly 2024 election enyi sika ketwa ye ka expenditure na kirewa obeko wachi high quantum of money and the electoral commission na why they wase no. Nti upon all this embezzlement and upon all this wasting of resources and money no, state fund no, onyenwie oguso eden ose no in the name of gathering a re-run election, of which say enigina so be because in 2020 you told NDC for point blank they should go to court. Yes, that is what you told them. They should go to court. So what prevents you from telling NPP now that they should go to court? Because the law has already been taking place. The winner has been already declared. So this tells you, and this must let you know, say the electoral commission that working for Ghana now is a biased commission. Yes, it's a biased commission because say ban NDC dia yen crucify no, say ban NPP dia yen yen jamanenko. That is a bias at its highest peak. The NDC legal council no more kana they should take them on until the election and I say until everything is on point. Yema bigi mensa de wa ye unyenye wiye akaka krabi na wafi wudi wadwuma kwa wiye, but you are still living a bad legacy. You are still living a bad legacy. You are still living a bad legacy, and it is not good. At your age, many one come in yes adiro and come pedin at this moment and come ya dear uncle for the bekaime said the bomia at least on becase bomia babontie be concede defeat early we jedin papa bi upon entra no di kire Ghana for upon sema no kan ne we jedin papa bi wo honom anya hwede nkofo bekase o bomia anya hwe obabontie ntem e be concede defeat. That is a good trademark. In the electoral commission, why don't you do that and leave a good name? Do you get my point? So NDC for they should take it on and make sure fairness is being what apprehended. And yes, idea and juma hanum a negative message. Subscribe for latest updates. NDC re-run election very soon. Date ni beba abontin na eba ye de beba besom yem platform we so yankopon ehiro bibia me ma meche ba for United States of America, New York, yankopon hira ma me de bia hwe me papa ma me roye bi UK, yankopon hira me ma me ni obi bia hwe Bega TV no yankopon ehira papa ma me mfa wonsi oba de yad be besin ehia makra. Bye bye.